Present.
Councilman Chatelain.
Present.
Councilman Hewitt.
Present.
Councilman Landry.
Present.
Councilman Murray.
Present.
Mayor Mosca.
Present.
Police Chief Walker.
Here.
Fire Chief St. Cyr. And City Attorney Crisell.
Madam Clerk, we have a special presentation this evening, which is the inauguration of our new police chief. You want to step up, Chief?
Sure.
And
Thank
where's your entourage at?
Okay. It is my honor and privilege tonight to swear the new Chief of Police in the office, Tim Walker. And Tim, I'm going to give you the Bible. You hold it, Audrey. Put your hand on it. And I'll talk very slowly.
We have two Warren Easton graduates here.
I, Tim Walker,
I, Tim Walker,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution
that I will support the Constitution
and the laws of the United States
and the laws of the United States
and the Constitution and the laws
and the Constitution and laws
of this state,
of this state.
that I will faithfully and impartially
I will faithfully and impartially
discharge and perform
discharge and perform
all the duties incumbent on me
the incumbent upon me
as Chief of Police of the City of
of
Harahan,
the City of Harahan,
according to the best of my ability
according to the best of my ability
and understanding.
and understanding.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Couple of notes here. I'm extremely humbled to be elected to serve as your elected police chief. I want to thank the citizens of Harahan for putting your trust in me. I take this as a very serious position. I'd also like to thank my family, my friends, elected officials, and supporters. They worked so hard in the campaign. I started this past Tuesday. I'd like to state that everyone within the department and also at City Hall has been extremely cooperative. You know, things have changed since Katrina in the metropolitan area, and we've had a little spike in crime in Harahan, some vehicle burglaries. As your police chief, I'm soliciting your help and support. We need to work together. This is your police department. We need you as our eyes and ears. I'm asking you, when y'all see something suspicious, don't hesitate to dial 911. We need to work together to keep this place a safe city, our city. Also, strongly encourage our citizens to keep their vehicles and their houses locked. It's really amazing the amount of vehicles that have been broken into in the city with valuables in them have been unlocked. We haven't had a problem with locked vehicles being broken into. It's been unlocked vehicles. So I strongly solicit that you lock your vehicles. It's happening not just in Harahan, but the surrounding area, Metairie, River Ridge, Kenner. It's not just to Harahan itself, but we need to be more vigilant. Also, we're in the process of upgrading our social media. We have a Facebook account, website, and a telephone alert system. Give us about a week or two to get it up and running where we're on a regular daily basis with all three. And looking forward to working with you, the citizens of Harahan, our business people, our mayor, our council, and other city employees. Thank you very much.
One second, Chief. Chief.
Yes, Mr. Mayor.
On behalf of myself and the council and the 9,277 citizens of Harahan, we thank you for running for chief. It's often very difficult to attract the candidates to run for office because it's a self-sacrifice. You know that, we know that, and we're blessed to have you as our chief of police.
I thank you very much for that. Looking forward to working with you.
Thank you. Next, we have a special presentation. I'm going to ask Councilman Murray to ask Chief Lorenzo to step up to the podium, please.
Chief Lorenzo, yeah, thank you. Chief Lorenzo, former chief now. We can't thank you enough for stepping up to plate when the council called for you to come and help us out. We thank you for all the service you've done for us. You have sacrificed many hours, I know for sure. And just as a small token of our appreciation from us is a token of appreciation from us and recognition of your faithful service to our community, City of Harahan. So for all of us, I'm sure we're all very thankful for your service. Thank you very much.
I just wanted to say thank you to the citizens of Harahan and the council for giving me the honor of being your police chief on an interim basis. And I just want to say, you know, everything that Tim said is correct. We have a great city here. Just get behind Tim the way that you got behind me, and I think we're going to be fine. Thank you very, very much.
Thank you. Before we go to address the council, is Mr. Barry Bordelon here yet? All right, let's go to address the council, Madam Clerk. Anyone wishing to address the council is welcome to do so at this time. Feel free to come up and congratulate Tim, whatever you like to do. I know his family's here. All right, Madam Clerk, let's go with the approval of minutes.
Reading of the minutes of the council meeting on April 17th.
Motion by Bodier, second by Murray, to dispense with the reading of the minutes of the council meeting on April 17th. All in favor? Any opposed? 4 yeas, no nays, 1 temporary absence. Motion by Landry, second by Bodier, to approve those minutes. All in favor? Any opposed? 4 yeas, no nays, 1 temporary absence. Madam Clerk, communications?
The Board of Appeals and Adjustments did not meet in April, and the Planning and Zoning Board did not meet in May.
Any resolutions by anyone?
No, sir.
Madam Clerk, ordinances for approval, public hearing.
The following ordinance was proposed by Councilman Bodier and seconded by Councilman. This is for the budget. Who would like
Budget?
Yes,
Is this for Tim?
This is
For the budget.
right?
Yes,
Okay.
yeah,
who would like to
Read by
second?
title only, we're going to defer.
right. Well, was there a motion?
It's up for
It's up for
approval. Who
approval.
would like to second it?
I'll make a motion to defer.
A motion by Hewitt,
Got a second first?
second by
Second.
Landry to defer.
Yeah. Who wants to second the ordinance?
Who seconded the
second
ordinance?
I'll second the order.
Hewitt,
Hewitt.
Okay.
right. We can still open it up for a public hearing, although it's going to be deferred. Anyone wish to address the council on this issue is welcome to do so at this time. A motion to close the public hearing by Murray, second by Hewitt. All in favor? Any opposed? 5 yeas, no nays. And that'll be deferred until the June meeting.
Is that okay to
Is that okay
defer
if
it
we do a
that way?
special?
Oh, no special for the budget.
I'll find out
Would
just
that
by
have
the
to
end
be
of
done
June.
by a certain time in June?
I'm sorry?
What time does it have to be done by June? Our budget has to be. in.
Anytime we want.
No, by state law.
By the end of June, that's what.
We
you-
have,
the
we
end of
have,
June.
we have half a year to run on the budget.
Right, I
So
understand that, but.
half a year would be June 30th.
Okay.
Right.
So I just wanted to make sure that we were going to make it within that.
Sure.
That's all.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So it's deferred till
The next
the
meeting.
June meeting
Okay.
at the request of Hewitt. Okay. Next, Madam Clerk, is what?
The sales tax. The following ordinance was proposed by Councilman Murray and seconded by Councilman, who would like to second this, Bodier. That's an ordinance adopting a budget for the sales tax fund for the city of Harahan, don't read it, Louisiana for the fiscal year ending December 31st, 2014. Now therefore be it ordained by the Council of the City of Harahan, State of Louisiana, acting as the governing authority of said city, that Section 1, the below estimate of revenue and expenditures reflected in the summary herein, be and the same is hereby adopted to serve as a sales tax fund for the City of Harahan for the fiscal year January 1, 2014. Section 2, the adoption of this budget amendment shall form the framework for monitoring, revenue, and control expenditures as required by LRS 391310. In Section 3, The total is $1,115,000. The severability and repeal clause, as referenced in ordinance number 1566, is incorporated into this ordinance. This ordinance having been considered section by section and as a whole, a vote was taken, and the vote was as follows.
All right, motion by Bode, second by Landry, to open up for public hearing. All in favor? Any opposed? 5 yeas, no nays. This is now open for a public hearing. Anyone wishing to address the council on this topic is welcome to do so at this time. Motion by Hewitt, second by Murray, to close the public hearing. All in favor? Any opposed? 5 yeas, no nays. Madam Clerk, let's go to ordinances for introduction.
All right, the following ordinance was proposed by Councilman Landry. An ordinance to sell property owned by the City of Harahan, providing for the procedure to be utilized pursuant to the provisions of LRS 334712 et sequens, which provides for the sale, exchange, or lease of property by a municipality.
Mayor,
Sorry?
excuse me, we need to have an address in here. And do we have an amount yet? There's no address of the sale of the property.
The address that was used to identify the property is a lot facing Hickory Avenue.
And where is that located?
It's on Hickory. I don't have the address. There's really no address.
I think it's 7th Street in
Is that
Hickory.
7th
Between
Street?
7th and what?
7th and Hickory?
It's between 699 and 701 Hickory.
Okay.
Okay, is that the property we're talking about? Can we have that address put in there?
We don't have an address there.
I mean, well, we need some kind of description.
But we do
Some kind
have a
of
legal
physical-
description of the property, yeah.
Okay, can we have the legal description of the property put in there, the ordinance?
Sure.
Okay, so that's complete.
Yeah, we have to do that.
And we'll take that for next time.
Right.
Thank you.
And we'll have the value in there also.
Thank
All right. Madam Clerk? Old business?
Old business, a colonial development agreement.
All right, Mr. Chatelain?
Do we have representatives here from Colonial, JW?
No, we have Mr. Valavasso and Mr. Chalet.
That's our representative.
Right.
I'm gonna have no comment.
I thought you wanted to change it. You told me this afternoon. You changed your mind?
They're not here, the representatives to agree to it, so I'm assuming we need them to be here to agree.
No, this is our agreement, and we're gonna fill in what you want, and then we'll bring it to them. I'd rather do it now than wait. If you want to change the document, that is. You don't have to change it. I'm just saying if you want to change it.
I think there's a couple things we need to discuss, but I assume that we would want them here in that discussion.
No, we can change the document, and they can have discussions with them about that. This is for us to tell them what we want, one-sided. If you don't want to do that, that's fine.
Mayor, can I make a comment?
Sure.
This is something I asked at the last council meeting. What is the process for us to give our feedback, the council, and for the community to give their input and talk through this agreement so that we work through this document to where we can all sign it and agree upon it? The process is here at this council meeting?
Well, we don't all sign it, but basically, this agreement has been on the agenda a few times, and it can go on the agenda again. But if anyone wants, I assume everyone's read the agreement.
Yes.
So if anyone wants to change the agreement, then now would be one opportunity to do so.
Right.
And
but-
then we will present it to the other party.
Right. So the question is, we do this here at the council meeting so I can hear Councilman Landry's ideas and Chatelain?
Well, we don't
and
have
Bode
to
and
do
Murray?
it at the council meeting, but I felt it would
Well, how
be,
would
it would
we-
be more of an opportunity for people to
Right,
realize what we're
right.
doing.
I agree
But
with
some
you.
of the.
It's
some
more
of the-
open.
Some of the changes of questions we have, we need to discuss with them. Now,
And
I
then
have
we
a
can
big
discuss
problem
it with
calling
them
them on the
before the
phone.
council meeting.
I'm sorry?
You can discuss it with them before the council meeting.
I have a little problem with that, with a document like this. I think everything should be done at a public meeting. I don't want to call the gentleman of that company and talk on the phone about changes. and
Okay,
then
let
have them on
let me
this
explain
document.
this one more time. This is the city's agreement for them to accept or reject. In other words, this is the city's opportunity to present what they want to the developers. I don't really know how they can reject it if we're for it.
So this is,
Counselor.
I've asked this over and over, this is a legally binding document, correct?
Not yet, it hasn't been signed.
Once it's signed.
Right.
Well, I continue to ask if it's a resolution or an ordinance, and my answer every time is no, it is not going to be. So what is the answer? Okay, thank you.
Shouldn't this been done before we did the property and everything?
We-
Aren't development agreements usually before the horse?
We couldn't do it before the horse.
But this will be an ordinance.
Well, I have to ask the city attorney about that. What I've read, my interpretation, what I've read is that it would only be an ordinance upon them doing something with the property. In other words, they have to come in and go through plan and zoning and say, this is what we want to do with the property, and we do it by ordinance.
But Mayor, how is it legally binding if it's not a law?
Because if you sign an agreement,
It's
it's
a
a
piece of
contract.
paper.
Well, no, it's like a contract. Now, how do you enforce a contract?
It's not a contract, it's an agreement.
One of my questions is, you're signing this agreement between the city of Harahan, Sterling Properties, and JW Colonial Group.
Right?
What is,
JW own it?
I was gonna ask,
I'm sorry.
the Sterling Properties own it. JW Colonial Group still owns the property.
That's correct.
And
It's between JW and the city. Sterling Properties would be a entity that would agree to our development agreement. I mean,
The process, my understanding of the process was going to be that Sterling and JW would be here on a series of council meetings, and we would go over this document 4 to 5 times in public and listen to their feedback, they get our feedback, and come up with a living document that we can put to use and put into an ordinance that they would have to abide by. That was my understanding from the beginning.
well, I guess I should say this. It's kind of like someone needs to write something up so you have a basis to discuss.
Right.
That's what this is.
So we have a basis right here.
Well, we have a basis. I'm asking now for your amendments to the basis so that when we discuss it, you put in, if you want something in here right now,
Yes.
then I would put it in. If you don't, that's fine.
All right, well, we could start with,
See, that way, when there is a discussion amongst the parties, we have a written document to discuss.
okay, when we get this written document in place, we add whatever we want to add.
That's what we're doing now.
Who signs into this agreement?
The mayor.
Our legal counsel just said it becomes an ordinance.
Well,
Okay.
look under the statute.
And Mayor, can I ask you a question? Do y'all
Is it an
mind if
ordinance?
What?
I know, look at the statute there.
Mayor, Sterling Properties, what if it is, since it doesn't
Well,
physically
Sterling
own
Properties
anything?
may not end up signing this.
Well, but here you're saying it's a legal document and Sterling Properties, and if Sterling Properties is not gonna do it, they need to be
Let me
out
see
of it
yours.
now. I
Isn't
mean,
it crossed out?
I just put my X on it.
Yeah, mine's there too.
No, I just put my X on it.
Oh, well, mine was there already.
Pencil, no.
Huh?
So Sterling Properties is out of it?
Not necessarily, because if you have a document and you want all the parties to be on board with it, then, in my opinion, all parties should acknowledge it. There's something in here that says that they agree to start, say, at 7 o'clock in the morning and end their building at 5 o'clock, say.
Yeah, that's a very minor.
Oh, it's not minor for the people that live there.
Well,
You don't want them to start
understandable.
at 3:30
Well,
in the
I
morning.
live by there, but that's not the point.
You don't want them to continue to 10 o'clock at night.
This is,
And where are they gonna put their trash? We want them to take it out every day.
well,
Well,
more,
but that's under normal laws we already have
That's right.
on the books. That's
It's not on
about
the
building
books.
codes.
It's not on the books.
A construction site cannot work at 9 o'clock at night, Mayor.
right.
No, we're talking
against-
about a
that's against-
development agreement
We
between
concerned,
parties
we
that
we
they
concerned
understand.
about preserving the green space for the park and how we can get that done. That's our biggest thing.
Well, that's part of this
we-
also.
We didn't want multifamily, that's not in here. But we thought we'd have discussions with the developers of the property and work on this, and then we can have a document. The public's going to have to, it's going to have to go out to the public at one point.
If you go to page 4, number 18, it says the developer may not assign or transfer its rights without written consent of Harahan. So if Sterling doesn't purchase the property, someone else wants, this agreement would basically be if Sterling would purchase the property. If Sterling doesn't purchase the property, someone else would have to enter into the agreement, and then it says Harahan would have to agree to that. Written consent of Harahan.
It should be Harahan Council.
All right, who is Harahan?
City
Harahan
council.
Council.
The city of Harahan is the city
The
council.
council's missing.
Council's missing. City of Harahan.
Well, that's why I asked you all to read it, so you can correct
I've
certain
read it, that's
things.
highlighted.
We've read it
Well, then you
a number of times,
Let's correct it.
but we have no one to ask questions to.
Okay, well, whatever your pleasure is. I thought this was an opportunity for the people to,
My pleasure would be to have J.W. Colonial and Sterling here,
Right.
all right?
and we have a discussion.
All right, let me
There's
ask you this.
something on this agreement,
What-
I may not look at it right, he explains it the way he meant it, and then we can fix
All
it, make
right,
it,
first
make it
of all,
fine.
understand this. Do you want to use this document or a different one?
No,
I think we could start
We
with
work
this.
with this.
All right.
I think this is
Well,
very workable.
Okay, well,
The first two
this
pages
document,
of the big deal.
80%
The
of
rest
this
we already have in the books.
document was written by myself in conjunction with Mr. Valvasso, Mr. Charlet. So, you know, if there's things you don't like in it that we need to correct, I don't want to blame them because they didn't write it.
Yeah, I don't think anyone's blaming. We just need to give collective and collaborative input so we can get it right. So
Perfect.
therefore, the other entity, the folks that own the property need to be here to work with us.
So
All right.
maybe, Mayor, maybe we could set up a meeting between 2 council members, J.W. Colonial Group, you, Mr. Villavasso, and we'd have to do this in 3 different meetings privately, and then we could come forward to the council.
Well, that would be counterproductive.
The only thing I'm
Yeah.
saying this evening is, if possible, and if you don't want to do it tonight, that's fine. Tell me what you want to change in this so I can address the changes before I give it to them.
I want something that says no multifamily.
Put it in there.
We have this in there.
No,
It's not.
Well, it says,
Development contain no high-rises, multifamily units, or condominiums.
yeah,
I
it's-
would love to add townhomes.
Then let's add townhomes.
Mayor, let's start, okay?
do you want to start from the beginning?
Yeah.
I'm just asking.
Page 1?
What I would love
If
to
you want to
do,
defer this, and you can give me your input after you've read
What are
it
we
more,
deferring?
more closer.
this discussion.
I just want to put this together so that when we give it to them, you know, we're ahead of the game.
Can you do me a favor?
Everybody knows 33:4780.29 is the statute that states a development agreement shall be approved by ordinance of the governing authority of the parish or municipality.
Okay.
So ultimately, this is going to have to be put into ordinance form, which Steve Jones talked about. He's going to fix that, and ultimately, it will come before the public, and they'll have an opportunity to address the council.
And we need 2 council persons to introduce it.
You will need a
And-
first and a second.
Once you asked that question you asked earlier about when does the time start?
So there's a specific comment in the agreement. Let me see if I can find it.
I would prefer if 1 or 2 council people just get together and use this as a base and write the ordinance.
I'll be glad to do that.
Okay.
There's a comment in here that states the 12-month and the 24-month, that once C1 zoning was given for the front property, that after 12 months of trying to secure the 40 acres in the middle to be a park, after 12 months, and that's exhausted, from when the C1 zoning was given, which was November, they could stop planning of it being a park and negotiations to do that, and could then enter into agreements of development of a residential development. And so my concern is, and I talked to Mr. Capella about this today, is that if we've not executed and agreed on an ordinance and voted here as a council, that's why I kept asking, how do we do this? And I kept being told, you just sign it and it's an agreement. But now that we know that it's an ordinance, that's very good news. obviously that 12 months doesn't start ticking until we all agree and we vote.
That's
Not-
probably the proper interpretation.
Okay, thanks. That was a big concern for me.
Thank you.
Because right now you don't have that. You don't have
Right.
that stipulation.
I mean, this is
What
fluid, it's not,
statute? Can I read that statute you're talking about?
Yeah, 33,
Let me see.
47, 80.29.
Is it?
Oh, you want it?
It's on the fourth page. Mayor may also submit too, that in number 2, it says the permitted uses of property for a 15 parcel of property zone C1 for shopping center / commercial development and additional 40 tract of zoned R1 to be developed as a residential. That's only 55 acres, and we have a total of 88 acres, so we're missing 33 acres in there. Yes. So that's an error right off the bat, number 2.
You need to correct it.
In paragraph B on page
Number
2,
2,
if you
yeah,
read
number
that
2,
one,
page 1.
it's messed up also.
Yeah. And the density of the use is mandated by Harahan's municipalities. That doesn't need to be there. We've already got those ordinances in place. That's a redundancy.
Well, that's exactly why I asked you all to look at the document and amend it.
Well, we've been looking at it.
We have been doing that.
You know, let's defer it, look at it, amend it, and
Well,
get it
it's
back
just a
together.
discussion.
It's just up for discussion.
David? Look at, is that 334780?
That falls in that section.
Look at that.
When it talks about you can do it by resolution or ordinance. That's to set the parameters for the property. If that's what you're talking about, 'cause I'm familiar.
To set the parameters.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what we're doing, right? It's
Yeah.
not an ordinance yet.
Correct, but our question, as I understood it, was, does this ultimately have to be done by ordinance? And the answer is yes.
Okay, but isn't it done by ordinance when they choose to tell us what they're doing with the property?
Well, what the law says is any development agreement needs to be approved by ordinance. So if you guys are gonna approve a development agreement, it's gotta be done by ordinance.
Right, but it should be done with an ordinance that tells us what they're gonna do with the property.
No, the development agreement tells
It
them the
says development
stipulations
agreement.
on what they can do with the property.
Yeah, but they have to come in and say they're gonna put,
This is a development agreement.
a Walgreens there.
Yeah, but this is a development agreement, and they're saying that the development agreement has to be done by ordinance. So this has to be ordinance number da-da-da-da-da. Whereas we
And
therefore,
it may need additional, and I'm not gonna.
No, I mean, I think the
I'll
ord,
leave it to Mr. Villavasso, but it may require additional.
well, we can talk about this later, but the ordinance should be that they're gonna use this property, they're going to plan and zoning for this specific reason.
Yeah, and actually, the development agreement does go before planning and zoning.
Right.
this
It's
has to
been
be
to
made
plan
into
and
an
zoning
ordinance.
twice already.
This would change the whole scope.
It's substantive.
No, but I think, Mr. Shirley, we sent this to plan and zoning twice already.
Well, if we're gonna change it, it's gonna probably be substantive, because number 1, right off the bat, you're missing 33 acres.
You would have to go
And
through the
that's
whole
separate.
process, sure.
Yeah.
But I'm asking you this, to read it, make your amendments, corrections, and
So
all
you
of
want
you.
us to retype this?
Exactly. You know, I mean, we have it on the computer.
But do we have it on, Word?
You know, I'm just asking, I thought this evening, if you had your corrections, we would note them and give you a new copy.
Well, I agree with Councilman Landry that we should have more dialogue with these people. This is extremely important.
I encourage you to do that.
But I think we need to have it open.
Needs to be in the public.
Not any more of this, 2 here, 2 there. He tells them one thing, he tells us something else. He tells one person one thing, none of that. It's just
But I think they
It's so
should have a document
counterproductive.
they can work off of.
understandable, but it's so counterproductive.
They have a
it's not
document,
fun.
we have a document to work on. It's just,
What I'm
it
gonna
would
do,
do much smoother if somebody was here.
what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take these documents, I'm gonna work through them, I'm gonna show them to the mayor. I'm gonna go sit down with the developers. I'm gonna go through, show them what I have, and y'all can do what y'all want. I'll be ready to present. Someone's here to discuss it in public. But I think we need kind of an agreement prior to a discussion in the public.
With
I mean,
all
we'll
due-
be here
with-
all night if you
You know,
wanna go back and
with,
forth.
with all due respect, I just have to say this, I can't hold it. Before November's vote, for months and months, we worked on doing this. Do it the right way to get it done before. And I spent countless hours doing that, and I tried to solicit everyone's help in doing so. So now we're talking 7 months later, and we're all saying, let's meet with them and make an agreement. Right?
They haven't brought us to the agreement.
No, the mayor gave us this. So you don't even know if they're gonna agree to this in the first place.
They-
And,
Since we know it's going to be an ordinance, that's great. I think we all ask here tonight, as Councilman Landry just requested as well, that the owners of the property be invited to come to our council meetings so we can discuss in public what we would like in this document. I don't think there's major changes. There's been a lot of work done. There are a few major edits, maybe 2 or 3 things that are very important, I think, to myself, and we probably agree on a lot of the things that we're all looking at. And they need to just come here so we can talk it out, and we agree or we disagree. But
And I have a huge problem meeting with the developers, not out, without a public forum. I have a problem with
Right.
that. And it, like you said, it is close to being where it needs to be.
yeah,
But I need their feedback, and it needs to be done in a public forum.
Mayor, can I ask something?
Sure.
And you know how rumor mills go. I understand that they're wanting to sell the property and that Sterling Properties is out of it completely.
I would say that's rumor 417.
All right. I'm just letting that out, that this is what I'm hearing through the rumor mill, and, you know, we had to do this and hurry up and get it done, and then in December, when, if I recall, a article was read in the paper, and he denoted that, I don't know why, Mr. Georgia said, I don't know why it had to be hurried, and here we are, 6, 7 months later, there's still no, as far as I understand, there is no letter of intent from anyone to buy the property or to put a building on it for Sterling Properties, and that was part of their stipulations before they bought it. They were gonna have letters of intent of people who needed to, or who wanted to purchase and wanted to build on it, and no one's come to me and said, we have a letter of intent, we need to get going on this. You know, I'm one vote, we have 4 other votes, but I don't know, has anybody been called by Mr. George, is there anybody else?
Well, I spoke to agent of them today who told me that their intent is to come in June and make an announcement of some significance, whatever that means.
Can I make a motion to formally invite them to the next meeting?
Yeah, sure. I think they intend to come.
second.
The,
Can we vote on the
The-
motion in a second?
sure, all in favor?
Yeah.
Any opposed? 5 nays, no nays. Then, of course, we're gonna call them tomorrow and remind them that they're invited. It's not that they're invited, but they would like,
Yeah,
council would like them to come.
And just for the record, when I did speak with Mr. Capella today, he was out of town. He said he was unaware this was on the agenda, and that he did say he would try and make June, or he would definitely be here for June, actually, is what he said, so.
And with all due respect to the developers, until we come to an agreement of what the development, what we want in the development agreement, you know, it's not, nothing's gonna happen. So, I mean, you know, now nothing's happening other than some movement towards salvaging the 44 acres of green space. My own particular opinion about that, if it takes us 2 or 3 years to do that, I'm fine with it, or longer. You know, because I think everyone wants the green space.
Mayor, how can we have a development, sorry, I may be rehashing, how can we have a development agreement if we don't have a developer?
Because we're telling in this agreement, what we want to happen. A developer may say, I don't want to do this, I'm out. You have to get another one.
Because it follows the land.
You know, it's like, you know, I want to put the emphasis on what the city wants, not what the developer wants. So if the developer doesn't want to agree to this, then, I'm sorry, but get a different one. This is the city's opportunity to protect the city. I'm sorry?
Yeah, it has,
Just talking to Steve, we're going to include some language about
Yeah.
successor owners.
But this is the city's opportunity to do as much as they can to protect its community. With the understanding that a portion of the property is probably going to be developed as commercial.
So I think that's why a major part, one of the things I have highlighted here and have some notes by is the document states now that they will only seek out funding and whatever avenues necessary to create a park on the 40 acres for 12 months. The question would be, does that start when we vote on it and it becomes an ordinance? Because it states now it's when we voted for C1, which was November, so we're 7 months in. So I want to be clear that it doesn't start till if we do vote and we say, yes, we all agree that this becomes an ordinance and a law, and that 12 months is not enough time for anybody to secure money and funding to create a park for
I
Harahan.
think you need to talk to the city attorney to put the proper language there that says it starts after the vote of the agreement.
That's what we're doing right now.
We all agree on it.
Does everyone agree with that?
agree
Well, then we need to put it in the agreement.
Absolutely. I'm on record.
I mean, so at least we got two things that have occurred tonight. No high-rises and
No
no townhomes, and let's not start.
Acreage.
The clock
Yeah.
starts at ordinance.
acreage,
And Mr. Valvesa, remind me tomorrow about the statute.
I don't think
I need to
townhomes
show you part of that
are
statute.
considered multifamily.
no.
I don't think townhomes are considered multifamily, but
The only other thing, if y'all think about this, once you take it home and read it some more, is ingress and egress. The document does not discuss that, and that's something we have asked for them to define.
I would think that with this documentation right here, if it's going to be illegal, we ought to have a legal description of the property. All of that should be noted page by page in this agreement.
Well, the agreement is an attachment to the plan and zoning application, which will all become part of an ordinance. So the legal description is in the,
Well,
it'll be in the entire ordinance.
wait a minute, but didn't we do the application for C1 and that's that? That, we did we voted on C1, 15 acres, and it was a 3-2 vote. That application is gone. If they want to come back and do an agreement, they have to present a new
application
application and so forth,
with the development agreement
with the development
and
agreement.
with a copy of the legal
And then
description of
whoever's
the
going to
property.
develop it. So we
Correct.
wouldn't have, we're not going to have Sterling Properties in here, and like you said, it would have to be in perpetuity of the successors of the property, not just in perpetuity
They
of
realize
them.
this too, because they can only put one building on the property as it sits, the way the law reads, so they know they have to come back and redo it.
Exactly. Yeah, because they're saying, well, in this agreement, we're allowing them 170, in this agreement, that we're allowing it not to exceed 170,000 square feet. So we can't put this in here because then it would be against our law.
Right, this agreement,
Would that be right?
this agreement is up for amendment. So it's not an agreement that's etched in stone. It's your duty, and I thank you for your duty, to amend this agreement to put the language you want that's going to be used for the vote.
Okay. Council, may I ask, that in number 4 of this agreement, it says heights, property will be 36 feet, which we allow 45 in commercial, and not to exceed 45, well, we know that, it can't, unless it's given special treatment and ordinances to approve it, and that the total square footage will not exceed 170 square feet. We can't give that to them in this agreement because it's against our law. Correct?
I mean, I'll look at it, the height is less, is more.
Right, I understand. That,
Talking about
that's.
the total
but
of 170.
Of total of the
Yeah, and
170,000
I don't
square.
know that that's clear to me as exactly exactly
Right.
What I'm
So-
understanding that to be is separate buildings.
That's collective of all the buildings.
One building could be 45,000 square feet. The total of all of the buildings cannot
three
exceed.
buildings at, six.
Or six.
buildings
Well-
at 45. That's how I read it, but we can talk.
Okay, it's ambiguous to me, so,
It could be, but I think.
the total square footage not to exceed 170,000 square feet, it's a total.
We'll work on that.
Right, and we can only allow right now 10,000 with a special coming back to the city and coming back to the council and asking for an ordinance. So,
I would suggest we don't defer it, because I think it's gonna take more than a month for you all to figure this out.
well, it's still old business, so we
So I
don't need
think,
to defer.
I think we just, leave it as old business, and whenever you wanna bring it back, somebody brings it back. Let's not defer it.
We agree.
I agree.
All right, Madam Clerk?
Old business.
It's just an old business, right?
We're not deferring anything. 'cause we
New
don't have to.
business? All right. Under new business, the month of June is, we're gonna term Harahan Cleanup Month. So all residents, we encourage you on the second collection day to put out anything you want, that you want to get rid of, so long as it's not hazardous. And we're going to pick it up. Whether we need a boom truck to pick it up or whatever it is, we're going to pick it up. The whole month of June, the second garbage day, get rid of anything you want that's not hazardous. We're going to pick it up and get rid of it for you. If we like, we have, the people are enjoy this situation, we may add the month of July also. So I'm going to ask the newspaper to please put in that starting the month of June, the second collection day for every homeowner, they can put out wood, whatever they want, tree, shrubbery, refrigerator, whatever you want to put out, get rid of it. We're going to pick it up for you and dispose of it for you. Nothing hazardous. Harahan Cleanup Month.
Excuse me, Mayor, can few people on that list, can regulatory send them a letter to remind them?
You're not going to do me a personal visit.
Remind them they should pick this stuff up and put it on the street?
Special signs that it's really.
You know what? We
needed.
might get some signs. We might do that. We'll put it out.
The people who have the trash
Yeah,
that need to pick it up,
yeah,
they're not reading the paper, they're not watching this meeting.
right. We'll try and do something like that.
Jeff could ride up and down the city with signs on his truck.
All right, Madam Clerk,
Clean up.
under new business?
New business number 2, the Jefferson Chorale, which is an affiliate of Jefferson Parish of Jefferson Performing Arts Society, is requesting the use of Harahan Gym for a spring pops concert on Sunday, June 1st, from 5 p.m. until 7 p.m. And they would like to sell wine and beer.
Motion by Murray, second by Bodier. All in favor? Any opposed? 5 yeas, no nays. Madam Clerk?
St. Rita of Cassia Parish asks your assistance in planning the Feast of Corpus Christi annual Eucharistic procession on Sunday, June 22nd, after 11:30 a.m. Mass, and they're requesting barricades and police escort.
Motion.
Motion by Murray, second by Hewitt. All in favor?
Yay.
And they'll
Any
get with
opposed?
you to-
5 yeas, no
Actually,
nays.
Chief, they'll get with you to take care of the.
We've already got both those items covered.
Okay, thank you.
All right, under new business, and I apologize because I just opened this today, but Jefferson Parish has the CDBG grant program. It's a community development grant program. As a city, we either opt in, we go with Jefferson Parish, or we opt out. Since I've been mayor the last 3 years, we've opted out. We go our own way. I don't know of any reason to opt in unless Councilman Paul Johnson gives me a good reason. Because, see, Jefferson Parish gets the money. and it's not Councilman Johnson that gets it, but Jefferson Parish, and then, how does it get to us? If we opt out, which we've been doing, we are eligible to get our own money.
Have we received our own money on
We
this last
received
3 years?
$9,000.
Total in the last 3 years?
Yeah. But I don't remember us ever getting any before that. But that was 10 years ago, or what? Yeah,
92.
92.
Councilman Johnson, can you fight for the 250,000?
It's just a place to find the city of Harahan where you have the.
See, we don't have the criteria here. That's the problem. So,
And
You're
so,
not getting anything that, so if you want to join with the parish, I'll fight for you guys.
I know, but as you know, we don't really meet the criteria, so it doesn't come to us.
I've been knowing that since I was mayor.
Right. So I'd rather go by ourselves again and just apply for these drabs and dribbles and see what happens. What do you want to do?
Keep it like it is.
Huh?
Stay on our own. Sounds like the sensible thing.
The only advantage to parish is they have the grant people that are gonna fight for it.
We don't.
But not for us.
We won't even,
right,
we won't
because
even
if
be
we don't
looked
meet
at
the
because we don't
criteria in the
qualify.
first place, I think it has to do with,
A lot of
per
things.
capita. Well,
Yeah.
one's per capita,
Right.
so, and we don't meet that.
No. It's
That's, I
HUD.
think, first.
It's HUD.
Yeah, that's first off.
So, we just,
We get 9,000 a year, you're saying?
no.
No, 9,000 over the last
3 years.
Right.
Willing to roll the dice and go with the parish.
Well, we did that for 20 years, 15. The only thing we got once was in 1992. And that was because of some issue that's not an issue any longer. Not an issue any longer. We can't get it. I'm happy to do it, whatever you want. What do you think? What do you all want to do?
If he's saying that, let's do that.
Do we can make this choice every year, or is this choice?
No,
made every year?
this goes for, this goes until, for 2 years.
I'm with Councilman Bodie.
I'd roll
I'm
the
with
dice.
Councilman Johnson.
All right, so then I'm gonna, let's see how we do this. We're gonna opt in to the urban country program. Now, if we do this is the killer. If we do this, we are not entitled to apply for grants under small cities, which is where we got the other money. So if there's ever a grant under small cities,
Any kind of grant?
any kind of grant.
No, it doesn't bring the police department into that, does it? And the police
And
department
the only
separate?
other thing I don't, not just to bring this up, but to opt in, then we gotta do all that HUD stuff. Sign this, sign that. Huh? Well, no, I mean, now we got restrictions, in other words,
Big,
See what I'm saying?
big restriction.
When do you have to make this decision?
today.
Today? Show me that paper.
Look at the date on that paper.
Look at the date on it, okay?
Huh? The parish just gave it to me.
Friday, May 16th.
I'm sorry, you got it. We got breathing
Gotcha,
room.
I
We
gotcha.
got breathing room
We got
here.
some time.
Got a lot of breathing room.
And we just got it.
Got it on May 9th.
Well, no, I didn't. That might have been written on May 9th.
Mayor, is the police department included in not getting grants? Because they're the only ones that really get any grants.
No, we get grants.
We get grants, we're gonna fight
It's
for
not
some
as much as they do.
grants for the playground.
If we sign up with the parish, then we gotta follow federal law, federal guidelines. A lot of times people in Harahan say, why we gotta follow federal law, federal guidelines? It's we signed an agreement to do so. Right. No. It makes no difference to me.
I guess it's hard to make a decision without all the information, pros and cons, the money.
How much money in grants did we get
Right.
this year or last year? You know that, Mayor?
That would apply to this, though.
Last year, no. Last year we got 50, 60, 70, 80.
What did I just hear?
Huh? Yeah, but how much is that? About 180? We had 30.
That would take us out of
50.
all grants.
That takes us, so we
Yeah,
can't
the
apply
road
for the
grant.
180
Anything
anymore?
small
We
city
not
grants,
running with the
I-
parish?
Oh, I'd rather have a small city grant.
Right,
I'd rather
right.
have the small
That's what it
city.
sounds like.
Yeah, small city
Yeah.
grant.
If that's all factual,
If we
then
stay on our own, we
Yeah,
can
we
do
got-
that,
what?
right?
We
I
can
mean,
opt out.
we don't have
Right,
much time
right.
to do homework if we got to vote on it tonight.
Right.
Ms. Rena knows.
Huh?
Ms. Rena, what?
We're gonna
Tell us what
opt
to do,
out.
Ms. Rena.
All right.
So you need a
Yeah.
motion for that?
Motion by Murray, second by Bodie to opt out. All in favor?
Yay.
Any opposed? 5 yeas, no nays. This was dated May 9th, but I got it in the mail.
We believe you.
Yeah. What's today's date? 15?
14, 15?
15.
15.
Tax day.
Mail. Snail mail.
Madam Clerk, we gotta do this tomorrow. Remind me.
Bring it to the bank.
All right, anyone wishing to address the council is welcome to do so. David, you text him? You text him? Anyone wish to address the council? Secretary's report?
Secretary's report for April, revenues $363,807.21.
All right, reports, Councilman Hewitt?
You want the chief to go? Or? Chief? Chief's gonna go, or you want us to go last?
Want to go first, Chief?
Doesn't matter.
Sure, all right.
Go ahead.
This is a report from, this one. Dawn. It's a report for April 2013. Number of calls for service for the month are 646. Number of accidents reported was 16. Number of citations issued, 170. Number of charges, 198. Arrests made, total number of arrests for the month were 42. Number of charges were 89. Traffic were 11, 4 felonies, 61 misdemeanors, and 13 city. Persons and property crimes. We had 2 residential burglaries, 1 attempt burglary, 1 motor vehicle theft, 9 larceny thefts, and 13 assaults.
Thank you, Chief. Councilman Hewitt?
Yeah, just real short. I wanted to thank former Chief Lorenzo for stepping up in a time of need. I remember talking to you about 7 months ago and kicking this around, and you said I would love to do it, and you stood up and helped our city in a time of need and filled the interim position, and you did a fabulous job. Outstanding. Your reports and your communication to us was like none we had ever received, and you just kept us informed of what was going on with the city and the police department. Thank you so much. You did a great job. And just congratulations to our new chief, Tim Walker.
Thank you.
Wish you all the success.
Thank you very much.
All right, thank you. Councilman Murray?
Thank you. I would also like to thank Chief Lorenzo for his talent, his undying support to the community,
Excuse me.
and thank you for everything you've done. I understand it's been a smooth transition over to Chief Walker, and I'd like to thank Chief Walker for stepping up. We appreciate it. You will have countless hours of work, as I know you know about that already. So thank you so much to both of you men for doing what you do. We appreciate that. I would also like to let y'all know that I'm a grandma for the 3rd time. Yay! This time it's a girl, so I have 2 boys and a girl, so I'm all excited about that. It happened 2 weeks ago. But other than that, gosh, summer's almost upon us, lots going on, kids out in school, and I just want to thank everybody very much for all of their due diligence on this council, for everything that they've done for me and for all of our due diligence on that. And I just haven't had a chance to thank my colleagues for that opportunity. So I thank you, and I enjoy working with you. So thank you all very much, and good evening.
Thank you. Just to remind the residents, right now, we've been blessed to receive some money from our parish council person, Mr. Johnson, in connection with Huntley Lane, East Shannon, Kendall, MacArthur, and Fauché Lane. So there is some work going on there. In fact, there's excuse me, a little work going on all over right now because we started the video testing and the smoke testing of our sewer pipes. That'll go on for about 6 more months. In that process, we're trying to clean out some things that are in the pipes that are destructive of the flow of the pipe. At the same time, I know, and I thank the people of Harahan for putting up with the makeshift road that was installed to kind of alleviate people from having to go around Elmwood to get back on Hickory. I'm trying to negotiate right now for some asphalt to go in there so that it'll be a little bit smoother for our citizens. But all in all, most people think it's a blessing to have that little road, so we're thankful. And I remind you that beginning of the month of June, second garbage pickup day, whatever you want to put out there, spring cleaning, summer cleaning, cutting your shrubbery or your trees or whatever, we're going to pick anything up that's not hazardous that you put out in front. Councilman Baudier?
Again, I just want to echo Councilman Landry, Councilman Hewitt. Thank you, Chief Lorenzo. You are the man. You did amazing when we were with you, and the technology you had. And I have my iPhone with me all the time, checking up and seeing what's going on with police reports. And honestly, we were able to go right to our neighbors. They come complaining in your ear, and look, this is it right here. Chief Lorenzo sent this over to us, and it was really a great tool. And Chief Tim Walker, congratulations, and good luck to you. You know, it's going to be a little bit of work, but we're here to support you with anything you need. Just call us.
Appreciate it.
And I just want to remind everybody that school will be out before the next meeting, so please keep an eye out for all of the kids on the street. Thank you.
Councilman Baudier? I'm sorry, Chadley?
Now, I just want to let y'all know, we have 2 sample light fixtures up. One's at the Senior Center, one's at the little Meteor at West Imperial. If y'all can look at them in the daytime and the nighttime, and they're solar-powered lights. They were put up as a sample. If y'all can look at them and just give the mayor your feedback and just let them know what you think of them. Someone's proposing to put these throughout the city, and it would save us on electricity. Also, if the power's out, the lights would still work. I read some of the literatures. They state if it's cloudy and the rain, it could go 4 or 5 days with no real bright sunshine. So if anybody could check it out and just give the mayor your input, check in the daytime, see what they look like, drive by at night, see how bright they are. Also, like everybody else, would like to thank Chief Lorenzo, and would like to welcome Chief Walker. I look forward to working with Chief Walker. Whatever we could do to move the city forward, that's what we want to do. That's what we all here for. Also, I know a lot of y'all, my kids are young, so we had the playground all the time. It's very exciting, everybody wants to go to major league games, you go see all this stuff. If you have time, just drive to the playground. You can park on the side. Sometimes you can see through the car. Just watching these young kids play ball, it's amazing. And I'll be honest, I never was into baseball and all that much, but now you sit there and watch it, I really enjoy it. And, if anybody could pass by, go out there, visit our playground. If you see something wrong out there, let us know. What can we improve to help the playground better? That's about it. Thank you.
Lawrence, I neglected to say, Councilman Johnson reminded me, he indicated to me that the city of Kinder opted out of the same thing we opted out of. And I wanted to thank Mayor Yenny because right now with the sewer situation, what we're doing, all the smoke testing, all the sludge that's in our lines, we have to dump it, and he's allowing us to dump it at his plant in Kenner. So I wanted to thank him for allowing us to do that.
Oh, great.
Councilman,
I was actually
Landry?
going to say the same thing that Councilman Chatelain said about people going to watch baseball. It's a lot of fun. The one thing I forgot to mention earlier, we have a lot of fundraisers going on. There's it's 2 or 3 churches, but what I'm getting to, I want to be the bearer of bad news. The little signs that advertise the crawfish balls and the fish fries, they can't go on the Nutri-Grounds. And
Or the levies.
all the levees or any public property, and nobody wants to go take the signs down. So if you have a fundraiser going on and you want to advertise it, just please keep the signs off the levees, off the Nutri-Grounds, and any public right-of-way. And that, with 3 churches in the city, 2 or 3 schools, everybody has fundraisers. We'd have the Nutri-Ground would be lined up with those little stick signs, and it makes it look really trashy. So please don't put them there, because the city will take them away and throw them away. So that's all I have to say. Thank you.
Man, one other thing, the solar light panel company that Eric was talking about is a local company, I do believe. And I
Right.
believe they're right here in Harahan. I don't know if we can mention the name, but
Sure.
the name of the company is Clear World. And also, the guy that we deal with, the representative, is Randy Elvis, that you see all over the newspaper and the Superdome. So it kind of, I didn't know if people knew that he was actually from Harahan as well. So we get a little taste of Randy Elvis at the Saints games. A little
Right.
piece of Harahan.
Mayor, is that the same light that was in Harahan Oaks?
Different format, but yeah.
A different style?
Yeah.
That was
It's big.
That one's
The
kinda
one,
ugly.
Yeah.
these 2 new ones are really big.
Also, just so you know, we got a little national TV. Siler Seafood was on Travel Channel for a cooking contest they had in New Orleans. It was pretty cool. We're really proud to have him. He did a good job on the show. Of course, he didn't win, but he's got my golden skillet, But I eat there all the time, Go by, pass by, taste the food. We have good food in Harahan.
Support Harahan.
It's huge oysters, man.
Thank you.
Madam Clerk? Any bills?
Yeah, the bills paid in April were $476,378.47.
Okay, is there a motion?
Motion.
Motion by Murray, second by Bodier. All in favor to
Yay.
adjourn?
Yay.
Any opposed? 5 yeas, no nays. Thank you.